Good morning. How is everybody today? Good morning. How is everybody today? I hope really well. Happy Tuesday. We're painting with the Storia this morning. We're painting this guy, but we're not doing the newspaper background. But if you want a tutorial on that newspaper background, just send me a direct message or text me, and I will send that to you, that video on how to do it. It's really, really simple. The Raider came in, say hi, good morning. He just needed attention. So this one is very easy. You just kind of go with shapes, and we're going to modify shapes, and it comes out. I love this one. This one's actually hanging in my office. I mean, in my my front room. We'll need orange acrylic paint. We'll need black acrylic paint, white acrylic paint, and we can blend the black and orange together to make the brown, but if you have brown, use that. We can also put a little white with our orange, and we can get our lighter stripes, so you won't need yellow. It doesn't make yellow, but it makes a really light orange, like a peachy color, which is really cool. But so you could do that, or you can grab your own yellow. We're going to make gray. If you want to buy gray, that's absolutely fine, but I'm gonna make gray. Sandy, hi, I see your name. Okay, you need a 1-inch brush, flat tip, 1/2 inch, flat tip. You need a pointed brush. You need to let them soak in their water. And the background for this, we're going to do a light gray. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I did not put paint clothes on, so I am going to guarantee a huge mess on myself. White, black, come on, black. There we go. Good times. And my husband's downstairs. I forgot to tell him I was coming up here to do this, so he might walk in. Obviously, I forgot to tell the cat as well. Okay, so we're doing this. I'm covering up another painting, so excuse it. This is not what we're doing. We always grab our big brush and dampen our canvas. And then we're going to take a little dot of black and a big scoop of white. We're going to cover our entire canvas. With this one, you can go back and forth, up and down. You can go around. You do not have to make your paint strokes uniform. And the reason is I want it to kind of be a crazy background. Now, if you're one of those people who has to have a uniform background, then go back and forth, up and down, side to side, anything you want. Little bit of black, big scoop of white. Now, if we get a little bit of white and a big scoop of black, we're going to land up with a black background, and our raven will not show. By the way, Halloween's this weekend. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love seeing the kids dressed up. I'm a little obsessed with black cats, obviously, because I have one. And I love witches. I've always liked witches. Hence the painting I'm covering up, the Hocus Pocus painting. Oh, so pretty. Now we're not going to get this on too thick because we need that pumpkin to show up. But we can always, see, dropped paint right on my black pants. But that black raven can cover stuff pretty easily. So even if it's still damp when we get the raven on there, we're good. I just like these different variations here. Hey Google, would you play light classical, please? Thank you. Google's so much more polite to me than Alexa. She likes my husband better, I think. I'm just going to turn it. I love doing this background today. Again, if you want the newspaper background, I have that tutorial. It's really easy. All it is torn up yesterday's paper, if you already read it, or today's paper, and Mod Podge, and a sponge. And good morning, Astoria. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Con and Betty and Rose. And I cannot wait to see your faces. I'm in love with this background today. Love it, love it, love it. Cindy, if you're running late, you can go ahead and start this from the beginning. And then you can pause it and fast forward it. Michael knows how to do all of that. Michelle. I keep saying Michael today. Hi, Jessica, how are you? I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds. Cindy, I will also send you the video. Just waiting a couple minutes for everybody to get to it. There we go. We're just letting this dry for just a second. Just waiting for Astoria for a second too. Sandy, I knew you'd like the newsprint background. I do too. But this is this Facebook Live I do with Astoria, so the senior living facility. So I have to make it really easy and something they can do within in an hour. Not that they need anything easy, and not that they need to stick to an hour, but that's my time limit. Okay. Now we're going to go for the orange. Orange, it's so pretty. I love the color orange. Big paintbrush. Bet you guys can't guess what we're doing first. A pumpkin. Okay, big brush. Orange paint. Right here. And all I do is the top part is kind of a heart shape. So I have it turned, and it's a big old pumpkin, but remember you're gonna have a huge raven up here, so don't make it too big, just about halfway. So I'm gonna do this, heart shape on top, then pumpkins are round. Heart shape on top, and then think round pumpkin. Now, if you have, just filling it in top to bottom. Now, if you have yellow, you can just put yellow on your brush, or you can take a little bit of white on your brush, a dot of black, fill it with orange, and you're gonna fill it in top to bottom with these three colors. Soft touch. Again, just a dot of black, ton of orange. And when I fill it in this way, it gives me texture. And then some of that gray shows through. It just gives you all of these different colors. So much better than just plain orange. For me, some people just like the plain orange, and I'm okay with that. It's whatever you like. This is your painting, you're hanging it on your wall. We're all very different and have different ideas of what looks nice for us. I'm just coming up from the bottom. You don't have to, but it's hard for me to reach this, so. See, even at home, I hold it up in the air and paint. Look at all those colors. Looks funny in the video, but when I see it here, it looks really pretty. If you get a big black streak, you can always just add a little orange on top. I'm just straightening out my edges. To straighten out my edges, I use the very tip of my brush. A little orange paint. To outline. Pretty. Love all the colors. That squeaking is my chair. That's not me. I had no beans. Even though that would be pretty funny. So if we do this with all of these different colors, then we don't have to sit there and add the colors in after. Good morning. Okay, we're gonna make brown, or if you have brown, you can just put it on your paint palette and use the brown. I'm gonna use my medium brush, and it's a big, giant scoop of orange, and a little bit of black, and then I'll mix them over here, just on the side of my plate, until I get a brown color. If it's too dark, add more orange. If it's too light, add more black, but a little tiny bit of black at a time, like a dot. Otherwise, it's gonna just be black. You don't need much, because all we're using it for is a stem. This color works for me. Okay. Stem. We're going to start a little bit into our pumpkin, so maybe about an inch down. We're going to come right out where our heart-shaped top makes that V. I'm going to start here. This is my first, and up. Okay, now that's way too skinny. So what I do is I just come to the outside, and one more. I just want it to be a little bit thicker here. And I fill it in softly. Soft, soft, soft. Just run my brush over the paint, trying not to even touch my canvas. Now notice down here, this comes out a little bit here. It's not a straight line. This gives it the illusion that this is actually growing out of our pumpkin. If we just do that straight line, it doesn't look natural. Okay. You can either use your small brush, or you can use your medium brush, but I want you to flatten it so that you get a nice flat tip. This is totally up to you. Every artist is different. Lots of people like that small brush. It's too much work for me. I'm lazy. I gotta clean it all the time. I like to use this brush to make lines. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is just put the very tip of it, and don't get too much on there. Just the tip of it in my black paint. And make an almond shape. So I'm going to start here. This is where my heart is. So my pumpkin up and down is this way because it's tipped. So I'll start here and make a broken almond shape. Just the tip of my brush. No pattern, please. It's up to you. You want a pattern, do it. So there's one, and it's just this almond shape. So right here. And it's just very, it's just for your eye. Do another one here. Comes out. These are just the little lines in the pumpkin. And they don't have to be black. They can start turning gray. They can be like a peachy color. This one too. Up, 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 and out. And I kind of outline it a bit in this darker color. What happens when we outline it because it pulls it out from the background. See how this one, you can tell it looks like it's more forward, and this one's not outlined yet. It looks like it's flat against the background. And my next one comes up, up, up. Okay, this side's always hard for me at this angle. So what this side do as I say, not as I do. And then we're also going to outline back here. This little part right here. I call it the shoulder. So we've got our lines in here. Aha, this is why we can't see it, because somebody didn't turn on the light. I can't blame anybody but me. Okay. Underneath here, just right where our stem hits our pumpkin, we're going to lightly put a little line there. You can even run it into this line, whatever you want. But we do need a little line here. I'm just making my lines a little more pronounced so you guys can see them in the video. I look up and I can't see them. But because I'm really close to it, they look really dark here. So, hey, who knows? Same brush, same black paint. At the very top of the stem, I want you to just add a half circle. And it doesn't have to be really, really dark. Just use whatever's on your brush at the top. And this is giving you the illusion that this is cut at the top. And then same brush. We're just gonna add some, oops, I didn't clean it off. You don't have to clean it off, I just had a lot of paint on there. I'm just gonna add some random lines through my stem with the black. Crazy. I went crazy. I am crazy. It's how I roll. Okay, same brush. I'm going to get a little bit of white on there. I'm just going to add a little white. My reflection's coming from here, from the stop. So right in here, just going to add a couple of little lines. You can blend this if you'd like to, but I'm keeping this very simple. So a couple little lines up here, a couple little lines at the top. I just stuck my palm in my wet pumpkin. So here at the top of my stem, here, and then just right in here. So very, very softly, we're just going to add a few white lines. Just to lighten it up, to show that this is the top of our pumpkin, that our light is hitting the top of this pumpkin. Maybe a little bit in the second pie, the second part of our pumpkin pie. So we sliced it into different pieces. So we're just going to lighten it up just a little bit there. And even if you wanted to come a little bit right here, you have to look at it. Everybody's pumpkin is shaped differently, so it's hard for me to tell in the video who needs it where. I needed it here. And see, so now it looks like we've got reflection coming down this way. Sitting on this side, and this side over here will be shadow. It's already nice and dark. We're not even going to add shadow. I'm going to let y'all catch up for a second. Again, this stays up on my Facebook, so if I'm going too fast, Astoria, you can, as you know, because we do this every week, you can go back and rewind and fast forward. Anybody else that's watching, you can do the same thing. I leave it up on this event, and until this event disappears, which I think is like 60 or 90 days. I also have the tutorial for sale. If you want the video, I'll send it to you. Astoria, you get it for free. You know, it's yours. Just waiting a couple minutes. Not minutes. Maybe a minute. So people can catch up. Michael, I hope it's going okay with you guys. Rose, you're probably laughing at this one. I cannot wait to see your raven. Your little animals are always so cute. But sometimes they come out looking like they've hit the tequila bottle a couple times, which is what makes them my favorite. And Betty, you're probably amazing at this pumpkin. You're so good at blending. And Con, you're just darn amazing. Okay, black paint. Remember, we're gonna do our raven. I'm gonna take it slow. It's gonna look like a big black blob at first until we add all of our shading to kind of bring it together and turn it into a bird. Okay, so we've got a body. Remember, we have a head that needs to fit up here. And the legs go onto the pumpkin a little further, so we're only gonna come up maybe, I don't know, 2 inches. I'm using my big brush. You can use your medium if you want to. Me, I prefer my large brush because, again, I'm a lazy painter. Okay, this is also an almond shape. If you notice the body, it's at an angle. Don't worry about this wing, we'll add that later. The body's at an angle. Chest is kind of here, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start right here, leave a room for the head. I'm just gonna draw this. So instead of almond, let's do a teardrop. So round it here, come down this way to a point. And then fill this in. Oh, hello, alarm. Taking this slow. And again, I want to warn you, this is going to look like a big black mess before it looks like a beautiful raven. Top part. His head goes on top of his body, and it's actually more of a gumdrop shape. So all I do is I hold my paintbrush here, I come up and spin it and bring it back down. Start small, because if you make it too big, he's going to be the smartest raven ever. If I'm going too slow, I'm sorry. I like everybody to be able to catch up. Okay, my wing. Actually, I'm going to start with my tail feathers. So same brush. I'm going to start, at the tail area, and I'm just going to draw a line with the tip of my brush that comes off this way, and one that comes down and off this way. We can reshape these when we fill them in. We'll not fill them in, but when we add all of our detail. I promise it gets better. Let it look weird first before it looks amazing. Wing. This wing, he has it kind of down. So I'm going to take this paintbrush. And you know what? I'm going to add white to mine so that you can see it. Don't do it yet. I just want you to be able to see it. So your wing is black. I'm adding white to it so that you can see the wing. And again, it's kind of the same shape as the body here. And it comes back. We're going to start, shoulder area, but it comes back. So it's not coming straight down. We don't want him to look like he has a broken wing, but just back. So what I do is I start here and I make this rounded shape at the top. And again, you can just use black. I'm using this other color, this white as well, so that you can see it. And again, it's the same shape as the bird, but just longer. And when we add the detail, we'll go through, we'll make our pointier. You see it? I know it's really dark. Now, with the black, I didn't make his chest big enough. So, which nobody did. I didn't allow anybody to. So I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to come down and just make his chest a little bit bigger. So I'm just outlining it and outlining the very top of the wing and bringing it in. All I did is outline from here and down and brought it into my wing. Now I'm moving quickly on this because I don't want you to obsess on things, because again, we're adding detail to it. So no obsessing allowed. Right where his neck and his chest touch, I want you to do a half circle right here. All I do is hold my paintbrush on here and twist it. This is the shoulder of his wing that's behind him. It looks like a goiter right now. It's not. It's going to be his wing. It looks like his wing up here. And then we're going to do this second wing. The second wing comes out and down, and it's thinner than this one because it's your background. So it starts about even with this one. So this is coming down, starts about here and out. And it's just, then we're going to just make it a little bit thicker, and it's just a really thin line comes out of his body. It's on the other side of his body, so it's smaller. Now, as long as that looks funny, you're on the right track. I'm going to put that big brush in my water. And I'm going to take out my, my medium brush. When I take it out, I'm going to flatten it out again. Black paint. Our bird needs a beak. Beak goes here. Comes off the head and it comes out. Again, this will look funny until we get all of our pretty detail in there and fill it in. He's gonna be cute. I can already tell. Same brush, or you can use that small brush. Just the tip of it. We're gonna start here. We're gonna make these two legs. First leg will be about here, and it comes, the line comes out this way. So kind of towards the right, and then this one goes towards the left, and then you've got another leg. It's shorter, not because of anything's wrong with our raven, it's just closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to come this way, and I'm at a really weird angle, sorry about that. I'm going to come under the wing because it's on the, you know, it comes about here. Under the wing. I'm just going to bring it this line down a little bit further than this one, and this line down a little bit further than that one. That shows that this is in front and this is in back. I like to make the bend just a tiny bit bigger. Backwards knee, and then I have this line comes out the back like this, and then we've got 3 toes, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just a stripe. I don't spend too much time on this. I probably should, but I'm more interested in doing my feathers. And if this were one I was going to sell, I would sit there and obsess on it. This guy's got really long legs. His legs might be a little too long. So just to make his legs seem a little bit less long, a little shorter, I'm going to start here. I'm just going to make my body just a little bit bigger. Ta-da! Shorter legs. I'm sure you guys don't have the same problem because you guys are at a great angle. I'm at a crazy angle. Wow, I'm in a really good mood today. Sorry. Okay. Now we're going to start by adding details. So the first thing I do is I still have black on my brush. I'm going to add white to my brush. And this is my medium brush. I come right here. I'm going to make a perfect circle. So all I do is I hold it down and I twist it. It's going to look crazy at first. And I'm making it really light so you guys can see it. But that is the beginning of his eye. And then we're going to take some of that color and about here with this, the brown, what is that, gray on my brush. I'm going to start here and I'm just going to very lightly add some stripes just to the tip of his wing, long stripes. Doesn't have to be too dark. I'm making it a lot lighter than what it is here so that you guys can see it. Or can you even see it? Just long stripes. And then my brush is thirsty, so I added a little water. I'm going to do black and white again. So I get gray on my brush. And then about here, the middle part, I'm going to do stripes that are about half that size. I don't want long ones like that. I want them to be about half that size. See, these are nice and long down here. And these are half the size of those, are a lot smaller. And don't get it in his body like I did. That's crazy, because I'm crazy like that. Actually, we're going to add some there anyway. Again, a little more black and white on our brush, same brush. And the top of the wing, these are the littlest dashes. Come up and down. You're going to follow your wing. Whoa, just these little tiny dashes. And you're going to fill this in with these smaller paint strokes. And this gives you the illusion of a raven wing. Wait just a second. My paintbrush is really thirsty today. Okay. I'm going to grab a little more gray on my brush, just the tip of it. And his back, going to just kind of blend this in. I don't want it really light. I'm trying to make it light for you guys, but just a really dark gray down his back. And around this wing. Just so that this wing pops out and this wing pops back, because we want it to look like it's in the back. So all I'm doing is adding a little dark gray to it, right here. Pushing this wing back. We're also going to take this dark gray and come here. Pushing this wing back. Just kind of clean off your brush in there. If it gets too light, all you have to do is add some black to it. This is our shading part. I find this to be my favorite part of this. If you're not used to shading, you may get irritated. Don't worry. I'm leaving this video up. Step away from your canvas and come back. A little more gray. On my back wing, all I'm doing is adding a few really long paint strokes to it. To the end, so it looks like what we did here, but toned down a bit. as well as the tail feathers. The tail feathers, I just kind of run one line right down the middle. Now usually mine's a lot darker, but I'm trying to make it lighter so you guys can see it. I'm just putting a little black on it because it is a really crazy light. But it's just a line right down the middle. All right, if you're not already using your small brush, you can switch to your small brush. And I grab gray. Right down the middle of his, well, kind of towards the, maybe a 1/4 inch down from the middle. I'm going to start here and bring a line all the way across so that he can open his mouth and eat and do that whole raven chatter. And then black right in the middle of his eye. I'm going to do a circle. Oh my gosh, you can see us now. Just going over that line again. Then I want you to use that small brush in your black paint. And any paint strokes that have bled, like this one here, I'm just going to outline it in this black. Going to blend it in. Tail, same thing right here. And your brush needs to be a little damp, not wet. If you get it wet, it might drip, so you just want a damp brush. So any of these that aren't tipped at the end or that are bleeding or a little out of control, like this one's not tipped. So I'm going to take my first wing, just going to give it a nice sharp point. Now, because I have this gray in here, and I just took this black and added it to the outside edge, really pushes this wing forward. But what I'm also going to do is take and add some long black stripes just through the bottom part of that wing. So I'm bringing back some of the dark. There's my raven wing. Hey, he came out. I'll add a few dark ones into the medium feathers we made. Just a couple dark streaks in here. On top, we really don't need it. We want that to stay very subtle. I told you this one was really fast and easy. We're going to take that brush, we're going to clean it off, and we're going to get some gray, not gray, some of our brown paint. Just need a tiny bit on this small brush. Just a little bit. And he's holding a baby pumpkin. So we're going to make a baby pumpkin. And we're going to do a line that kind of wraps around and loops around. Actually, when I made this, I was thinking this kind of looks like a cherry, but hey, it's a pumpkin. And then I have a little line come down through the bottom, like he's holding it. Make sure that the first line stops at the top of his beak. The first line stops at the top of his beak, and the second line comes from that line that we made in his beak, so it looks like he's holding it in his beak. And grab some orange. And make your little pumpkin here. It's a little baby one. Kind of a heart shape on the top like a cherry. But because it's orange, people are going to realize it's a pumpkin. And we're going to add some stuff to this. So cute. So remember how we made this one down here? We're still going to stick with our small brush. I'm going to grab some black paint and make my little almond shaped stripes in here. Also going to, because this is the stem, I'm going to add just a little bit of black to the base of the stem. A little bit of black to my stem. Then I'll clean it off and add a little white to my brush. And a tiny bit of white to my stem. Just a little bit goes a long way. And in my pumpkin, just a little bit, a few little white stripes here and there. It's not really our main focus. It's just something that brings this color up here. When I did it, this just seemed so dark up here, so I needed to just bring a little bit of color up here. That's just me. I like a lot of color. All right, and very last thing, we take that brush and we put a little dot in his eye. Hello, he came to life. I lied. That's not the last thing. We're going to sign it, because we did an amazing job. Okay, any color you want. I'm going to use black today. And I usually just do my initials. So, okay. A, sideways. Bring up that A. Top it off. Cat. Meow. I really like this background. I'm happy with it. If you guys have any questions, good morning, Rebecca. If you guys have any questions, direct message me, text me, send a pigeon, send a raven. Anything you need, I can help you with it. We can even do a live video, so I can look at your painting, or send me a picture and I can tell you, where you can fix it here and there. I am going Instagram live on Thursday. It's in my Facebook events. It should also be on my, nope, it's not. It's in my Facebook events. And then if you see anything you like that you want the video, I do have my videos for purchase. Astoria, I miss you guys, and I cannot wait to sit and paint live, face to face. I can get in there and we can have fun and laugh. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel for that, and I just can't wait. Again, this will stay up for as long as you need it. Just go and look in my events. They'll be under past events. If you need the video, if you're having a hard time finding it, anything, just let me know, because I'm here. All right, guys, have a great day. I hope it's wonderful. And if I don't talk to anybody before Halloween, happy Halloween.